really excited to be on and to see new faces and to be part and hear all about our exciting DEA awards. So first, I would like to thank our chapter sponsors. For gold is Design NJ, and currently bronze is Atlas, Granite and Marble, and JS by Stark. And our wonderful DEA sponsors, our exclusive partner is Reno's Appliance. Our star sponsor is Sherwin-Williams. And our premier sponsor is Wayne Tile Company. Now, what I would love is for each of you that are on the committee to just say a hello so I get familiar with everybody on the committee and I recognize all your faces, because forgive me, I don't know all of your faces. So I think that would be a great way to create a little icebreaker, if that's okay with everyone here.
Terrific, terrific. Mary Sfera.
Perfect.
I'm a past president and the co-chair with my partner, co-chair, Carla Trincanello. Go ahead, Carla.
Carla Trincanello. Lovely to see everyone. I'm excited to speak about the round table and DEA and hopefully get more applicants.
That's right. I'd also like to say if this will be online, Christina will hold it and keep it on the website. But if there are other questions that arise, please feel free to call us or Christina, Carla, or myself. Okay, Sarah, you want to?
Yeah, I'm Sarah Fletcher and I do outreach for ASID, and I also serve on the committee. And one of the committee members, Susan Farsi, at the last minute was not able to be here, but we've got a lot of other. Diane, do you want to?
Sure. Hi, I'm Diane Furman with Steve's Custom Drapery Shop. We are an industry partner. We've been an industry partner for quite a long time, so it's good to see new faces as well. And just want to wish you all a happy spring and thank you for joining.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got wonderful Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather Frabasile. I'm an allied member of ASID. Yeah, that's all I have.
You have a lot more.
So, okay, so I think Susan, who couldn't be here, was going to do the timeline. Mary, do you want to do the timeline?
I'm all right. Let's.
Or I have it too.
I have to get to it.
Okay, because I have it here as well, so I could just read it.
Okay. I thought we were first talking about the judges. I guess Carla's taking that.
No, she's doing. We're just starting.
Right, so go ahead, do the timeline because I'm not.
So the timeline, the competition runs February 13th to April 18th. So we really want everybody to work hard and get your projects. They don't have to be brand new. They can be things from before. And this is for IPs and designers. And it's a great competition to enter. Then the judges get all the entries on April 24th, and they come back on May 15th. And then we spend time collating, and Christina really does that, and getting the winners. It's all numerical, and planning for the event, which is Tuesday, June 27th. And that'll be at the Galloping Hills, the golf course at Galloping Hills, with George Oliphant of George to the Rescue. So it should be really great. And it goes quickly. It's not hours and hours, but it's really fun. So I hope everyone can make it to that. And now I think we're going to go to the questions. And the first question is, who judges the competition? Is it the committee? And Carla was going to answer that. And I'm going to do a stop share, so the speaker gets a little more.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
No, the committee does not What was that?
Carla, I just want to just interject something that Sarah didn't say, that of course the students are welcome and invited to the competition too.
Oh, yeah, that's
We
definitely.
didn't say that. Okay, go ahead. Who judges the competition?
It is definitely not the committee. So it is sent out, well, Christina, our wonderful administrator, sends everything out to national chapters, and their judges judge our competitions. We never see them. We never know who enters or who wins. I believe just Christina, and last year we had one member who didn't enter, and they did answer questions for Christina if there was a question. But it is totally fair. It's totally anonymous. Only the administrator knows who's entering and what the judges' scores are. No one else sees them.
I'm going to interject. The scores are tabulated by the computer by CP Jam.
Right.
We don't touch the numbers. We just, Christina puts it together. I think that's important to know, that no one's manipulating numbers.
There,
And
Right.
the only time,
there's no hanky panky. This is
yeah, and if there's a tie, an identical tie, that we will honor if it's an identical tie.
Okay, the next question, who determines the rules and regulations? And that's a question for you, Mary, as well.
Okay, well, the committee reviews, we do a survey at the end of the DEA and gala and ask questions. So we invite your feedback from the chapter, and then we again review the rules and regulations and see if there were issues that members had or issues with the competition, and we try and review rules and regs and tweak anything that maybe needs adjustment. Then it goes to the board to review, and the board has to approve it, and then it comes back out to the membership.
the rules and regulations really have been going on for years. We just tweak it.
Yeah.
So
There's
it's
no
been a
huge-
steady rules and regulations. We just tweak it.
But we
And-
did tweak last year to adjust the scoring, because it previously had been 1 to 10. And we thought the to 5 is tighter. I mean, so there are positive things that we're doing. And if anyone sees something that they don't think is a good adjustment, please let us know. But I think that we have been really trying to tweak this to get it smoother and user-friendly. And we always welcome feedback.
We listen to that feedback. So
Absolutely.
you will be asked to respond to a survey, and that survey is listened to. And if you've got a great recommendation, it's listened and it can be implemented. So give us your feedback.
Okay. What are the most common reasons for disqualification, Carla?
Well, I can tell you that I was one who was disqualified last year because I didn't check my drawing, and it had my information about my name, my company name. So it was a major mistake. I got disqualified. Being a member didn't give me any points. do not put any identification on your drawings. And please make sure that square footage is noted and
On the plan.
on the plans. And please read the rules and regulations. That slipped right through. I had my file made up and put the wrong drawing in the file, and I was disqualified. So it doesn't matter whether you're on the committee or not. You do something wrong, you're out. And I was out.
Mhm.
We ask for no renderings
Except for with students.
except with students, no elevations.
No extra drawings.
No extra drawings, right? What else? I mean, it's in bold, people.
Yeah,
And I think it's very important that the students can do renderings because they don't have real projects. But the designers may not put a rendering in. They have to be actual photographs.
yeah.
Correct. And if you do have another reason would be placing your project in the wrong category, wrong square footage, and wrong category. So you really have to, Carla can speak to that, Diane can speak to that, how they set it up so that they, do their check off list.
It's very important. If there is a question, it should be brought to the administrator and she will answer that or ask us. So don't try and guess. Just
Mhm.
check.
Okay.
Don't make that error.
If my project has been disqualified in previous competitions, may I resubmit it with corrections? And that's a question for Heather.
Yes, it can be resubmitted. As long as you make the corrections, it can definitely be resubmitted.
Mhm. And if you've had a project that you've submitted that didn't win, you can resubmit that again too. Because you say, it's fabulous. Why didn't I win? Resubmit. Maybe look at
They're
your,
different judges and
different
everyone
judges.
has their own taste. So resubmit it.
This is another question for Mary. If I am disqualified, may I make corrections and re-enter this year?
What is it? What is that? No.
Now, how would you know you're disqualified?
May I make corrections and
Before-
re-enter this year?
If I am disqualified, you wouldn't know that you're disqualified until
Okay.
after the competition.
Okay,
But I mean, if you had a project from last year that was disqualified, absolutely. Review it, double check to make sure that, that you found the reason why you were disqualified, correct, and resubmit. But you wouldn't know it the same year.
okay.
Hi, Sarah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just
Oh,
got
yeah.
a message from someone that they're in the waiting room. Can someone check
I
the
don't
waiting
see
room
them here.
and see if anyone's
Shoot.
showing up as being in the waiting room?
Hold
Are
on.
they in the right Zoom?
Yeah, I see somebody. Yep, sorry. My thing, she's coming in. Yeah,
Megan Maldonado?
Megan.
Okay, thank you.
Is she a student?
Yes.
Great.
Hey, Megan.
So can you give her a quick recap, Sarah? Hello,
Um,
Megan.
yeah, hi, Megan. We're really excited you're here. And we just started out telling people sorry about the wait, telling people the timeline. So you have until April 18th to apply. The judges get everything on April 24th. They come back on the 15th, and then they have a wonderful event on Tuesday, June 27th with George Oliphant of George to the Rescue. And then we just went over the competition is numerically judged by external judges. and the administrator looks it over, but it's all mathematical. It's not as though the committee has influence over who wins and who doesn't win. And then just when you apply, just be sure. Now for Mary, is this true for students too? That they shouldn't have their information on their entry. I believe that's
They
true.
should not have their information
Yeah.
on.
And if you've applied before and you were disqualified for some reason, you can always apply again. So, and there's no timeline on your project. So if it was 2 years ago, you can still submit it.
And read the rules and regulations.
Yeah. And then for students, of course, you're allowed to do renderings, but for design, for the professional designers, that's not allowed. But for students, of course, renderings are allowed. Okay, so the next question is, does the Design Excellent Award competition favor residential designers? Now, this was a question for Susan. Does somebody else want to take it? Mary, do you want to take it, or I can answer it?
Okay, go ahead.
The answer is no. There are just more categories under residential due to the diversity of the projects. If you have ideas, please submit them for future competitions. But there are a number of contract commercial project categories. The next question, I've never entered the DEA before. Do you have advice you could share that would make my project stand out? This is a question for Carla.
To make your project stand out, well, put your drawings and your photos in the same sequence as your narrative. So when the judges are reading the narrative, they're looking at your photos, they're looking at your plans, and they're connecting everything together. So if you do it haphazardly, you're confusing them. Judges don't have the patience, I'll tell you that they're going through it, and you make it as easy as possible. And that's how it will stand out. Put your best photo first. Your best photo first. That is how you grab a judge.
Now we have another person, Crystal Taglaboo.
Yes, I'm also a student.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, well, we're so glad you're here. We just were going over, the deadline is April 18th, so be sure to try and get everything in by then. Renderings are fine for students. One thing you really shouldn't do is have your name on anything that you're applying with. And yeah, so projects old and new, just enter. We're really excited. We want you to enter. And then I said June 27th, there's the event with George Oliphant of George to the Rescue. So that'll be really great.
Thank
Now,
you
it
so much
used
for
to
catching
be
me
that
up.
you only had, your project couldn't be older than 2 or 3 years old. We've eliminated that. Good design is good design. If you feel that your project was never entered, enter it and try it out.
Okay. All right, this is a question for Mary. Can I enter a room that was started by another designer but was never completed until the client hired me?
So the answer would be no. The design must be all your own work. Unless it's a joint project with another designer, then you may enter the space, but you must give credit to all all those who worked on the project and all collaborators.
Okay. Okay, this is a question for Heather. How do I enter a project that I collaborated on?
Well, only one person would do the entering, and that person has to be, or both people, everybody has to be ASID New Jersey members and in good standing. But then you would put the other person in the what is that called? I'm sorry. In the
The credit.
collaboration section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good. Okay, next question. And this is a question for Susan, so someone else on the committee may want to take it. This is my first time entering. How difficult is the process? Now, I'm going to say it's not that difficult, but it's time consuming. You just have to follow the rules, make sure all your files are ready when you begin, and then leave time for you to go back, start it, and then, go back and check your work. That's always a good thing to do.
Checking your work. Had I checked my work, I would have seen that I had an error.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
do that.
you can, right up until the competition closes, you can go into your,
Change your
you
change
can
your work.
change things, you can review, you can move things. So it's not a one time, I mean, you could go on now, you could start the process today and keep working till the 18th of April.
Another question for Heather. If a project didn't win in the past, may I re-enter it?
Yes, it can be re-entered. I'm sorry, I don't know what this says. But yes, it can be re-entered.
And then I think one of the things they say is pay attention to the judge's comments.
Diane, is that your dog?
You hear her? I know, she like the most.
Diane,
obnoxious
put
thing.
it on silent, that dog, everybody, the dog is gonna go.
She's clearing her throat.
She's gonna blow. Ted, go on mute, please.
I'm
Diane.
gonna try. Okay, let me see. All right, I'll do it.
Okay, so, all right, may I re-enter? Yeah, just, look and see why maybe it didn't win some of the judges' comments and consider them. Did you describe one of the criteria as being met when it wasn't photographed? Did you submit enough information for the judges to see a transformation, floor plans, things like that? Another question for Carla.
Oh, can I just interject here? It's
Sure.
floor plans and before photos. So this year we're requiring before photos, because any design project, you walk in and you take the shots to have a sense. So it doesn't have to be professionally shot, but we want your before photos. And you're not being judged on them, but we want them. Okay, go ahead,
It
Sarah.
helps the judge to see a transformation, to see
Yes.
what you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Okay, this is another question for Carla. I've recently won in the kitchen and bath categories, but have now completed the entire house. May I include the rooms that have previously won in the category for 2 or more spaces?
Absolutely not. If you won, it can never be entered again. So you can include every other space in the house, but not what has already won.
Okay. This question is for me. What are some of the benefits to entering and possibly winning? Will all the award-winning projects be published? I think our event is really fun. You get a trophy, you get your hand shaken, you get photos taken. We do press releases on that. It goes everywhere. We also, we invite the media to this event. So it's an opportunity also to meet some of the influential editors in New Jersey. And some of them go through the projects and say, I want to publish this one. I want to publish that one. And so, we work that out. I follow up with all the entrants, all the winners, and say, do you want to be here? Do you have other places you'd like me to pitch the project? And we also do an individual press release for the winners for their papers. If they tell me their papers, they say, I really want to be in, the Journal in Monmouth County, I will help make that happen. So it's a good opportunity. I think it's the one really external facing thing that ASID does, and it's awards, and media love to cover awards. They just, it's something they love. So question number 14. How many projects can I enter in the competition? Is there a limit? And that's a question for Mary.
And the answer is no limit. As many entries as you would like to submit are allowed. There used to be a limit, but we took that away.
I think for the students, there's a limit though, right?
For the students, there is, yes. Carla, I think there were 3 categories. Heather,
Yeah, there are 3 categories, I think,
Okay, so you could submit one in each, I believe.
each category.
Jeffrey, do you have any comment on that?
Sorry, I was wondering the same thing. So they can enter one project per category, is that correct?
Believe so.
That
Carla,
seems fair.
Do you agree? Yeah.
Is that what it is? And the 3 categories for students are what are the categories for
I have
students?
to pull up the rules and regs, honestly. But
I think it's residential, commercial, and public
and
space.
healthcare.
Isn't
Yes.
that right? Public
Yes.
space, commercial,
Yes.
and residential?
Yes,
Mhm.
that's right. There's
Okay.
3
And I
categories.
don't, Carla, do you recall? I don't have the document open, but
I can look at the rules.
I don't think we would limit them. I think if they want to do all 3, they could.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but it's only one per category.
1 per category
Yeah.
for students, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Next question. This is for Heather. As a student, do I need photographs of a project?
No, the students do not need photographs. You can submit a hand drawing, a CAD drawing, or renderings.
And then Heather, this is for you again. You're in the hot seat. What are the benefits of entering a product as a student?
It's great for your resume. It gives it a real boost. And it gives you exposure by the other people, by the other members, the professional members of ASID, and can lead to a future job.
Mhm.
That's great. Okay, this is another question for Carla. I am entering a project in the residential 2 or more spaces in residences more than 5,000 square feet. Should I submit full floor plans or individual room plans?
Okay, this is a question comes up all the time. Residential spaces, 2 or more. You start off with your floor plan showing all your plans, all your floor plans with the scale on it. Then if you are showing each room individually in photographs, you can show that floor plan as long as it has the square footage. But the square footage, if you're entering under 5,000 square feet, you need to show, or over 5,000 square feet, you need to show your floor plan of those spaces, all combined with the combined floor square footage. Then you're showing, at least that's the way I've done it, is then I show individual spaces with the floor plan for that space, and I show the square footage and the scale on each of those drawings. So always remember, scale, square footage needs to be noted.
Diane, this is a question for you. Last but not least of the questions, as an industry partner, what types of products may I enter? Does it have to be in collaboration with an ASID designer?
The products could be designed and manufactured by an ASID industry partner, are all eligible. It could be anything from a new lighting fixture or type of flooring, textiles, millwork, automation. And the submission can be a product that the company designed exclusively by themselves as a company, or it can be something that was crafted in collaboration with another, with an ASID designer. But the designer has to be an ASID designer, and they both, the industry partner and the designer, have to be in good standing. So it could be exclusive to the industry partner company, or it could be in collaboration with a designer.
So
Okay.
that's all the questions that we have outlined. But of course, if any of the people have questions, feel free to ask them.
I had, Diane, did you have Diane DeRocher? Diane on mute.
Send you, but
All right.
Hi. Okay, no, I wanted to answer, Carla was saying that, as far as multiple spaces, I think that if you don't have the full floor plan, it's important that you show the individual spaces that you are showing for the DEA, and make sure that on that individual space, say if it's a great room, that you have that square footage listed on the bottom of the room. Sometimes you're not going to have the full floor plan of, say, the entire residence available to you. A lot of times it's taken on the honor system. But obviously if you have a great room that has 20-foot ceilings and is 500 square feet, that is probably going to be a space that's going to be over 5,000 square feet in a home such as that. So that's all I want to say.
Now, everybody, don't get mad at me,
I-
but I have a question for Jeffrey. Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
Jeffrey,
Should I unmute? Should I mute myself again?
yes, in case, the barking dog. Jeffrey, I have a question that we struggle with regarding the renderings, and everybody is pretty adamant not to allow the renderings, but I know, the students are amazing and do wonderful things. And then there's all these companies that do fabulous renderings. And I just wondered your opinion on it. If that's something you think in the future maybe should be a separate category. We really want to feature real work, actual work. And one of the ways around that is to require professional photography, which we always did. Honestly, forever and ever. We stopped requiring professional photography about 10 years ago. But it does allow people then to submit renderings because they look so real. But
Are you talking about for the student category or all categories?
no, I'm talking for all, not students, not
Oh.
students.
Mary,
I just wondered your opinion. No, I just want Jeffrey's opinion. He's on the cutting edge.
I actually don't feel qualified to give my opinion on that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
we're
I
not an
don't.
organization. We're not an organization showing visualization. We're showing
Actual.
what we do as designers.
Mhm.
now, do any of the students?
And I will just say this. I actually think it should be, that's where I feel like ASID National ought to weigh in. I don't feel like that should be I don't feel like the New Jersey chapter should do something different than the New York chapter. And I've judged Arizona, I've judged Georgia. I'll judge again this year if I get asked. I love judging. So again, I feel like that's where that should be a national thing, frankly, not a state by state thing.
Mhm.
That's my personal opinion
The
on
most part, I think everyone says no rendering. I just,
Yeah.
because you're,
The hard thing is that a lot of images with Photoshop, part of the image can sort of be rendered in a way. So it's the lines are blurring. That's, I think, a problem.
Well, you mean if somebody puts a fire?
Well, I
in
mean, you put a
place.
fireplace in an image, people play with the images the way they wouldn't have been able to years
right,
ago. You can, so
But that's
sometimes
not-
something looks
that's
a
not
little bit.
rendering. It's not a
Right,
rendering.
it's not a rendering, but it has some, people might look at it and see that it
Right.
has aspects of a rendering, which adds to the confusion. Now, do
Right.
any of the students have any? You guys are on mute if you have any questions, or some of you arrived a little bit late, but we really love having students. We love your participation. And I know Jeffrey organized an amazing week. That
Megan, Vanessa, or Crystal, this is the committee to ask. So if y'all have questions, definitely ask them now.
I feel like this was like a very thorough explanation. I hate to say that, but it really, like, I hate to not have questions, but it really was so thorough.
oh, good.
So I feel like I'm not left with any questions right now. And I feel like if I do, I know I can reach out.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Mhm.
But, to the students, this chapter, especially the designers, love our students, love their work, love to see it. It's a great opportunity. And I can't wait to see our students work. You're the up and coming generation. So get as many entries in, because we love looking at them and getting to know you.
Mhm.
I think it's great that we get to enter as well. Like, I feel like it's making me feel very, like, I feel like I'm integrating into the industry as an emerging professional, and it's so exciting to get our work that we have worked so hard in school for or on out there. I'm excited too. Thank
Get
you.
people to come to this event. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you've ever seen George, he's funny as can be, right, Paul?
Yeah, he's funny, and he's so adept at moving it along and reacting to whatever happens, and he's really good.
And it's a really nice event, a very nice event. Last year was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Is this the same space as last year, or is this where
Yes.
the?
It
Yeah,
is.
Same space.
it was great.
It
Really
is.
nice.
I can tell you that we've been all over the state for the DEA, but this location is just off the Parkway, and so
It's
people
easy
coming
for
from
everyone to get
South
there.
Jersey are happy, North Jersey are happy. So I'm glad you
Jeffrey,
like it. Mhm.
we're because everyone hangs out in the bar in the beginning, we're going to have a screen in there and just have the students work
Mhm.
go on a roll, so that
Yeah.
we
had it before,
everyone
but
can see the students work, and then when the winners are announced, everyone knows.
That's
Yeah.
really nice.
we had
Yes.
it before, but because of the room, people came into the main room when it was ready to sit and start with the presentation. So
So we
so
figure
this way
wherever the
it's an
liquor is,
improvement.
where we'll put the students' work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess if no one has any more questions or
Can we
comments,
all spread the word to enter and come to the event?
We definitely will.
now we have Nada who joined us. Nada, did you want to say a little something, or?
Yeah, hi all. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of my meal, but
Oh,
listening. Yeah, I didn't want to miss, checking the questions and the answers, and everything looks great. I'm glad you brought up, Mary. You brought up the images, like the rendering issue, which we were having some kind of a conflict. for a while, checking whether we accept it or like reject it. And of course, my opinion is I second Jeffrey's opinion. Yeah, that was my only concern, in this matter. But other than that, the event also, I attended many DEA events. It's beautiful, it's amazing. George is absolutely fun and amazing also as well. Yeah, I mean, I would encourage everybody to attend and participate, designer to participate. So yeah, good luck, and I wish this event will be fruitful and successful.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So I guess this concludes it.
And
I
it'll be
think the
on
important thing that
be on
needs
the
to,
website. Pardon?
I think the important thing that needs to be for anyone that gets intimidated, reading the rules and regulations, it's so simple, spelled out, and it makes it all easy. It's a narrative, it explains how to do it. And I'd like to see us really expose our work, because at this event, the media takes off with it and starts showing the work.
Mhm.
So, I'd love to see New Jersey chapter it's already a premier chapter, even more nationally known.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Lovely. I know, so good to have
Thank
you.
you to all the committees
Just
Pardon?
spread the word.
for all the
Yeah.
hard work you
You
put
know, and
together
one-
to have this.
One thing I did not mention is that the gold winners this year will be profiled on the Design NJ website and also Facebook and Instagram. So it's like a little perk. So it's a nice, not the winning projects, but a profile of the designers, because sometimes the winning projects have been run before or other publications want them. But a profile of the designer. That's a very nice perk. A little write-up on the designer. So,
Terrific.
okay, sorry to, I just.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a
Bye.
great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a